Hi, welcome back for another conversation of Money Not Math. If you've been watching any of my previous videos, you're probably getting used to seeing this guy, Tate, who was nice enough to come into the office today. So just to be clear, we're both healthy. I was screened just 2 days ago, and I know Tate's healthy, so we're trying to do our best there. But kind of flipping the script today, I'll let Tate kind of describe a little bit of his mindset there. But the conversation for Money Not Math today, we're flipping the script a little bit because after our last conversation, Tate actually reached out to me and asked if he could interview me. Is that fair, or kind of ask me questions? I guess I'll let you kind of explain a little bit more of that, or what your thought process is there.
Sure. Well, I was just, I really enjoyed our conversations the last time. I thought we worked well together there, and I thought that, I really appreciated having the opportunity to talk about what I do and the principles and the concepts that I use to help people. And I was curious about what that looks like for you. I've never visited with a financial planner before. I've never done any of that stuff. And so on one hand, I'm curious. And the other, I think it'll be very beneficial for people out there to kind of see the basics of how it works.
Okay.
So absolutely. I thought that would be kind of a cool conversation to have.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. And for anyone who hasn't seen it, if you have any interest at all in increasing your emotional, physical, or mental happiness, or just health, I strongly encourage checking out Tate's stuff and the Money Not Math conversations we had together. Not only do we have some interesting conversations, but I found it extremely applicable for me. It challenged me to really think through how I'm living my life. So I definitely encourage you to check those out. I don't remember the exact Money Not Math portions they were. I'll list the number. But as far as today goes, I think it's interesting. You're getting kind of I'm not going to go into extreme detail on like the nitty gritty of what I will do for a specific client, because I don't think that's fair to anyone who watches for us to talk about product, because not one product is right for all situations. So why just throw it at every situation is the way I think about things. But I do appreciate you being interested in having this conversation, because like you said, we've never had this conversation. So there's zero scripting involved. There might be some awkward and interesting points that come up, but it should be good. So I'll kind of let you take it away. I'm usually the one asking questions, but I'll let you kind of take it wherever you want to go with that, and I'll do my best to answer in a reasonable way without talking your ear off.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's just start with the basics. So if you were going to say what you do, and if you're going to tell a third grader what you do,
wow,
what would you say to that third grader? How would you describe that?
That is it's an interesting and funny challenge, because I have coached squirt A hockey for 4 years, and they're 9, 10-year-olds, 4th, 5th graders. So I have this trouble with this often. I would say in a very simplistic way that if you're asking what I do, I help people grow and protect their wealth or their money while planning for retirement. Now, what's that mean to a third grader? I'm not really sure, but I can tell you what it ended up being is they just say, I make people rich. And Drew, did you make anyone rich today? So it kind of goes over their head to a point. I obviously didn't explain it that well to them, but that's what I try to tell people as far as what I do, but more importantly, why I do it. We just read Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why together. And I think way too often in our world, especially in my industry, but in all industries, we are so focused on what we do. It's like we invest in the market or we grow money and things like that. But really what's more important is why we do it. And for me, stepping all the way back as to why I'm in this business. So I'm kind of going on a tirade here. But
that's my next question.
So kind of starting – okay, so since you're going to get into that, I won't go into why I got in this business yet. I'll just say why I do what I do in this business first. I love our country. I really do. But I believe our government is terrible at managing money. All right? So I don't think our government or any financial institution should be in control of our financial future. I believe we should have more control of our money while losing less to taxes unnecessarily. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying we shouldn't pay any taxes. I'm saying we shouldn't lose money unnecessarily to taxes. And unfortunately, the tax code is like 1,000 pages, and there's 2 ways to look at it. One way is how to pay taxes, and one way is how not to. And it's really up to people to decide which side of the book they want to be on.
Right.
And neither one's right or wrong. It's written in a specific way. Unfortunately, they just don't market the way not to pay very well, intentionally, I believe. So everything I do is to help my clients grow and protect their wealth while planning for retirement and losing less to taxes unnecessarily, right? So
you make people rich.
according to my squirts, that is what I do. I make people rich, which is not technically true, or it's not really true, because what does rich mean, right?
Sure.
What to you? What does being rich mean?
Well, I mean, straight up, if you look at the dictionary definition, you got a lot of money.
But how much is a lot, right? And that we don't have to go down that rabbit hole too far, but our society has been sold this preconceived notion that the only way to be successful is to be rich.
Right.
And I don't think that's true. I think money is a tool, not the only one, a tool to be happy. Yes. But there's no like set point that we have to have this much money to be happy. In fact, if you look at like depression numbers, really, really rich people and celebrities and like celebrities' kids actually have higher depression rates than those who are in the middle class, if I'm not mistaken. I could be, I'm sorry if I'm wrong there, but that's my understanding of the statistics.
I feel like I read Malcolm Gladwell did a book on that. Can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's like your happiness takes a big spike once you hit like that $75,000-$80,000 mark, and then after, I think it was like 250 or something, the marginal increase in happiness backs off.
Exactly.
Big time.
Right, and that it brings me back to one of my favorite quotes of, there's nothing wrong with trying to build a bigger house, or it's actually build a bigger barn, right, as long as the building of a bigger barn doesn't become more important than the family you're going to put into it. Right. So so our society has done a great job of selling the idea that the benchmark is money, and it's not.
Or the yacht.
Yeah, which is not, and even though it's ironic because my tagline is money, not math. But really what I'm trying to help people do is have the financial freedom around their money to live the lifestyle they want to live.
Right.
It's not a set number of income. It's not a set number of wealth. It's not a set number of income. It's how do we unlock the anchors and provide the freedom so that you can live the way you want to live by understanding how money works.
Right.
So extremely long answer to your original question. That's not the conversation I'd have with a third grader. I kind of advanced it to an adult because I've already accepted I'm not great at explaining it to a third grader.
You don't work with third graders on a daily basis anyway, as far as this goes. So
our country doesn't actually allow third graders to manage their money. So, well, legally from a tax standpoint, but it's not getting to that.